Brothers and sisters, I wasn't planning on doing a video. I hope you're doing really well and still looking for Jesus. It turned out, I did the video about the 726 and I had bought mussels, not mussels like on your body, but mussels like, seafood mussels. And I had to return them because about a third of them were bad. And when I went to go do the return, it was $7.26. There's another 726. So I go back to the seafood department and what would be the odds? The guy's name is Paul. I've never met him before. And he's wearing a Georgia Tech sweatshirt. I said, "Oh, I went to Georgia Tech." And so he went to Georgia Tech, graduated in an architecture degree, which is a very difficult program, 5 years. And then he ended up, because this is 1975, that he ended up going into the restaurant business. And so we're just talking. And then he says, "I've got twin girls." I was like, "I've got twin girls." And he said, "Yeah, they're 31 years old." I said, "Mine are 31 years old." I said, is it possible, Paul, that you are a Christian?" And he said, "Yes, the good Lord has been with me through all." He'd been homeless. He's like, "I've got a good job. I just depend on the Lord." Everything about it was just absolutely wonderful. I told him about the Rapture. I told him about the channel. So that was just so, I was just so blessed. Here it is, Valentine's night, and spent the day with my sister Suzanne, praying, reading the Word, just loving on Jesus. We just love Jesus. We're looking for His appearance. And then this man also loves Jesus. And then God was like, "Go over to Publix to get some fried chicken." And I was like, "What? Go over get fried chicken?" I haven't been over to Publix in a long time. I go into the Publix. I get my fried chicken, and I ended up meeting a woman named Charlotte. She was standing behind me. I noticed that the woman doing the bagging, you could just see that she had the Holy Spirit, just a lot of light, a lot of, I don't know what her name is. I hadn't been to Publix I don't know, maybe 6 months, something like that. And I started talking with and these are two black women, and I can tell you the black women just have a lot of Holy Spirit. And so I started talking with the other woman. The three of us ended up standing there talking, and the cashier guy, he was watching all of this, and we were just having a great time, because I said to Charlotte, I was like, "Can't you see?" I said, "Can you see what's going on, that Jesus is coming?" And she says, "Tell me about it." And that's what we ended up talking about. She also told me, we also talked about divorce and remarriage in a strange way, because she was telling me about how and there were a lot of eights. I have to say there were a lot of eights. She was like the next to the youngest of 8 children. Her husband was I think he was the oldest of 8. He was not going to be home tonight for Valentine's Day because he was going to be with his dad, who's having hip surgery, and his dad is 88. 8 means new beginnings. And then we were talking about, I gave him a short testimony of how I got born again. And then I said, there are not that many white women that are born again, full of the Holy Spirit. And Charlotte said, "It's because we've been through the suffering." And the other woman agreed too. And it is true that through our suffering and our persecutions, we look up to Jesus. I'm going to put a couple of songs in the description box. My friend from Karen sent me one, this one here, called "In Moments Like These" by the Maranatha Singers. Just a beautiful song that also has at the end of it a song about being filled with the Holy Spirit. And that's the thing. When we're born again, we receive the Holy Spirit. But then we still, each day, we need to be filled with the Holy Spirit. So it's a really good song about being filled with the Holy Spirit. And then the first one is really good too, "Moments Like These." And we're in a moment like this where the world is in so much trouble. And then also Charlotte was saying, she's been married. I don't remember. She's 50 I think she's 59, and she's been married all this time. She said her dad was a military guy who, put the fear of God in her about having premarital sex. So they didn't, and this is all what we're talking about at the grocery store. She's like, I didn't have premarital sex. I've been faithful to my husband. And then she said that she knew this woman. It was a white woman who's been divorced and remarried, and she's on her third marriage, and she just had her husband cheat on her with her stepsister. And I was like, oh my goodness, I hope you can minister to her. We just had a great time. Go out into the parking lot, talking more. She was telling me about how she has a Bible study in her house, reads the word. It was just so lovely and I said, it's so strange because God sent me over here for fried chicken. She's like, that's so weird. I was over at Kroger and God sent me over here just to buy some lemonade. It is the Holy Spirit. So I just wanted to tell you this. Keep looking up. And then the weird thing was I went to go turn on the TV, which was what I was about to show you. I saw that Amir Safadi at Behold Israel, I haven't watched it yet, but that he is being interviewed by I Am a Watchman. And I Am a Watchman I've got their Rapture kit. It's a Rapture kit for left behind people. I would show it, but I don't have it. I don't have it right here at my kitchen table. This is where we are. We're at my kitchen table, and and that's another thing about Charlotte. She said, "I am so excited about getting to go home tonight and just be with my husband." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, my husband, like Jesus, my husband. I'm gonna have a bubble bath and a glass of wine, and I'm gonna have Valentine's Day with my husband." And that's so beautiful because Jesus is our husband. He's our perfect husband. And here she has a good husband and grandchildren and everything too. Anyway, there's also a song that came up. It was just uploaded on the 12th of February called Gotta See Jesus. I think it's called Gotta See Jesus by the oh my goodness, what their Collingsworth family. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, right here. Gotta See Jesus by the Collingsworth family. It was just uploaded. It's already got 9,500 views, but they give the story about the song, and it was supernatural how it happened. Just supernatural how it happened. And that was really good. Anyway, Amir is on I Am a Watchman. I haven't watched it yet, but I found out about the Revelation, the Nonprofit's Guide to Revelation from I Am a Watchman, the website. Anyway, now what I wanted to show you was, I'm thinking about Amir. Amir is, all about the pre-tribulation rapture as a Messianic Jew. There are a lot of Messianic Jews that do not believe in the pre-tribulation rapture. And then I was like, I'm going to turn on the TV, and that's what I'm about to show you. I just happened to I haven't watched the TV in, I think, 2 days. Just happened to turn on the TV when Robert Jeffress, right here, is on the Lou Dobbs show. So I didn't change the channel. I just turned it on right at this moment, and I want you to hear. Let me turn up the volume so you'll be able to hear it. I want you to hear. I just caught the very end of it. And listen, I think Lou Dobbs might be a Christian, but he's kind of mocking about the end of days and stuff like that. But Robert Jeffress, he's known since a teenager. If you listen to him talk at the Prophecy conference with Jan Markell, he's known since high school about the rapture. So listen carefully to what he has to say.
Donald Trump. Well, some Republicans would think that would be another sign of the end of days.
Yeah, the locust and Bernie Sanders.
The locust, Bernie Sanders, plague, and asteroids. Your thoughts on people who are speculating on end of days?
Well, right now I'm teaching in my church through the book of Revelation about the end times, verse by verse. And certainly there are going to be pandemics and locusts and asteroids in the end times. But Jesus said no man knows the day or the hour those things are going to happen. We can't speculate about when it's going to happen. We just need to be ready and be sure we know the Lord. That's what's important.
Professor Robert Jeffress, good to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Okay, so that's the thing. He said it. He's teaching line by line through the book of Revelation, and that is what we are supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be reading the book of Revelation. So sorry, y'all. Oh my goodness. And you know what? I think I'll get a copyright violation if I continue with this video. So let me. Okay. So he's teaching line by line through the book of Revelation. We are the church who are the victorious overcomers. And see how even unbelievers are talking about the end of days, and they're wondering about the end of days. And we have nothing to fear because Jesus is coming to get his bride, those who are the victorious overcomers. If you don't know Jesus, please, please cry out to him. Ask him to speak to you the same way that he has spoken to many of us, because he is a personal Lord. He is a Jesus who knows us. We are his sheep who knows his voice. And I expect that Robert Jeffress is going to be leaving. He's going to be flying up. And, I don't know about Lou Dobbs, but when the rapture happens, there are going to be people disappearing, and there will be asteroids and all that stuff that was on. So here this is on national TV. I don't know how many people watch Lou Dobbs, but we've got to get the word out. We've got to get the word out, even if it's just, talking to a seafood man or talking to someone in the line at the grocery store. Y'all, we all can do this. This isn't tough. Just a little bit of starting a conversation, because even the unbelievers are wondering about this. And I just wanted to check in with you and inspire you to just look for the smallest signs. I mean, really, to see 726 so many times in the last few days. Oh, we just long to see you, Jesus. We love you. You're our special Valentine, because you are the lover of our souls, and you created us, and we are your servants. We love you, Jesus. I love y'all. God bless you. Praying for everybody. Bye-bye.